Let's talk about drawing pencils. You probably haven't thought much about pencils, but when you're an art student, there are different types of pencils you use depending on how dark you're trying to get a value to be. Values are talking about the lightness to darkness of a pencil stroke, or paint, or anything actually is what value means. But if you look at your pencil, you'll see a little letter and a number at the end of it, just like you have a number 2 pencil when you're taking a test. That's relating to how dark the mark it will make. There are H and B pencils. H stands for hardness, you can think of, because it's not lead. They talk about lead in a pencil, but it's actually graphite. And sometimes it is a mix of graphite and clay or some type of filler. The more clay there is, the harder that pencil lead is, that pencil graphite is, and the more graphite it has, it makes a darker stroke. So if you have a 2H pencil, that is a light pencil, 3H even lighter, 4H even lighter, 6H extremely light, goes up. Those numbers go up and it gets lighter and lighter, more filler, more clay, and less graphite. On the other end, you'll have B pencils like 2B, well, HB is kind of in the middle, like your number 2 pencil, and then 2B, 3B, 4B, up to 6B. 6B is an incredibly dark pencil, and you can even have ebony pencils, which are very, very dark, heavy amounts of graphite. They wear down quicker. You got to sharpen them a little more often. But you really need to have at least a little range of drawing pencils to be able to get a good range of values into your drawing. I'm going to demonstrate our little handout we're going to work on, where we're going to create some value scales using the different pencils, and then maybe attempt to turn a shape, in this case a circle, into, or what looks like a form, a sphere. So that's what we'll be working on. Okay, before we start the worksheet, let's take a close look at our pencils. Here's that 4H and the 6B, 4H, 6HB, 3B, 6B. So starting off at the lightest and getting, this is kind of in the middle, and getting darker and very dark. When you look at these pencils, you can almost tell the difference in the graphite just by looking at them. That top one being the 6B, the dark 6B. So I've got my pencils and a kneadable eraser. This is helpful too. You can kind of snap it and clean it off. Now I recommend starting off with literally just the weight of the pencil and just barely holding on to it as you work in little ellipses and build it up, and then I'll go to the other end and really press down when I'm in this area. Really press down and work in ellipses as you go through, and try to have some good craftsmanship. Try to keep within the confines of the rectangle there. And I'm going to move around in little ellipses, maybe try going in some different directions to hide my pencil strokes. And then after I get this filled in, I might actually do the middle and then work my way to that middle. Here you can see a finished one, and then doing the dark one, I need to do the one in the middle, but you get the basic idea. Trying to get that range of value from light to dark. Trying to get it a transition going on from rectangle to rectangle as I move up. I still have to finish that. Okay, I'm going to try to start off with some very light values. I'm looking at where this highlight is. I could even kind of make a light mark to myself of where I want this lighter area to be. And then I'm going to have this kind of wrapping around that way. And I'm going to make my strokes kind of go in that direction too. That's kind of called a cross contour line. I'm going to move in the shape of the object I'm trying to emulate. I'm trying to make it look like a sphere when it's really a circle. Okay, let's get going.